Thanks for joining us today for the fifth part of our Intro to Yoga series, all about the energy body. So we're going to start out by talking about the Koshas, or our different realms of experiencing and existing in the world. And we have our fancy diagram here. So we start with the Annamaya Kosha, which is the food sheath, or the physical experience, the most outer layer. So our physical body. And this layer is nourished by food. And then we move into Pranamaya Kosha. So this is where our chakras are, our nadis, and our energetic body is in this realm.
Do my best fan of white.
And this layer is nourished by the senses. So then moving in, we have the Manomaya Kosha, which is the mind sheath. So this is nourished by mantra and meditation. And we move even further in to Vijanamaya Kosha. And this is our intuition layer, our higher intellect, higher consciousness, our area for discernment. And this is nourished by sacred text and by experiencing truth in the heart. So when someone says something and it really resonates in your heart, that is nourishing your intuition layer. Mm-hmm. And then finally, we come to the Anandamaya Kosha. So this is the Bliss sheath. And this is, I love this phrase, the unlimited ocean of love. I've also heard it, a boundless, shoreless ocean of love is our bliss body at the very core of who we are. And this is nourished by kirtan, by living a sattvic lifestyle or living on purpose, living intentionally. It's how we honor and nourish our bliss body.
So this diagram that we have here, you will see it drawn two ways. So this first way is our physical body is on the outermost layer, and as you go deeper, you go further inside or smaller and smaller. Also, it's drawn the other way around, where the physical body is the smallest part, and then the energy body wraps around it, expanding outward. So both ways I feel make sense. So whatever resonates best with you, of the bliss body going inward or expanding out. Either way works well. So for the rest of this video, we're going to talk about this energy body, the energy sheath that we have here. When we talk about the energy body, especially within the yoga philosophy, we talk about the nadis. So nadis are energy channels running through our body. It is said that there is over 72,000 energy channels running through our body. I don't think anyone's actually gone and counted them. It's just an assumption. But there are three main nadis that we like to talk about. There's Ida, Pingala, and Sushumna Nadi. And those three nadis run along the spine, the center of our body, the core. So there's two, the Ida and Pingala, they do a little spiral helix thing. So the image, I love it the way it's described. The image that's on the medical symbol, thank you. It's that back and forth, and that's the Ida and Pingala. It runs from the base of our spine, the base of our body, where we're going to talk about where the root chakra lies, and moves up our spine and crossing all the way up, and then continues out our head. And the Sushumna Nadi is the one that goes in between the two of them, just a straight line running straight up. So the Ida is associated with the left side of our body, or our right brain. So it's the lunar side, the feminine aspects of it. And it attaches to the left nostril. It's associated with the left nostril. So the Pingala is the opposite. So it's the right side of our body, the solar, the masculine, associated with the right nostril. Both of them are required, both of them are necessary. That's why there's a beautiful balance of the two. And then again, the Sushumna runs up in between. And the Sushumna Nadi is the one that Kundalini, if you hear about Kundalini rises through the Sushumna Nadi. It's coiled at the base of the spine and rises up through that center nadi, that channel. So when we talk about nadis, the place where the nadis intersect, 2 or more nadis intersect, is what we refer to as chakras or chakras. And especially within that center line of the body, the place where the Ina and the Pingala and the Sushumna Nadi intersect, those are those 7 major chakras that we refer to. And we're going to go over those a little bit later in a moment. And when we talk about the different aspects of each chakra, take note of what resonates most for you about each one. Because each person's different, we're at different places in our life, and each one is going to represent itself differently to us. So when we go through all the little aspects of them, take note about what resonates best for you for each chakra.
Yeah, because we could spend so much time going over even just each chakra. Could have a video for itself because there's so many different elements to it. So something does stand out to you. Like Chris said, taking a note so that you can do a little bit further research on that specific aspect, because this is just a general overview.
So we're going to start at the base of our spine, or our root chakra, Muladhara chakra. So the Muladhara chakra is associated with the color red. It's that real grounding, stability, earth feel. So the element associated with it is the earth. The color is red. The aspects associated with the root chakra are survival, security, safety, stability. It's that family, ancestral heritage. All of that comes into play in our root chakra. And the way that it can manifest in its imbalance or its shadow side is through fear. The bija or the seed mantra associated with it is Lam, Lam. The deity associated is Ganesha, big, heavy, rooting elephant. And a couple affirmations for the root chakra to help reinforce stability and balance within the root chakra are: I am safe, I am stable and secure, I am centered and grounded. Great ways to help build and strengthen that root chakra.
So the next, moving right on up, is our sacral chakra. So this is just above the root. It's just below the belly button, the low belly area. And this is called Svadhisthana in Sanskrit. And the element associated with our sacral chakra is water. The color is orange. And this is our center for passion, for sensuality, sexuality. It's where all of our emotions lie, our creativity. So there's a lot that's, if you hear people in yoga classes say that our hips hold our emotions, that's where that comes from, is that the sacral chakra is the point where our emotions are held, right within our hips. So this is also our center for desire. And the shadow aspect that is involved here is guilt. So if you're feeling guilt, you know that you need to work with your sacral chakra a bit more. And the bija mantra for sacral is VAM, V-A-M. And for any of the chakras, if you are looking to work on them, you can use the bija mantra and do a chant with just that. If you're working on the root, just saying Lam, Lam, Lam. And Chris also has a nice bija mantra meditation.
Yeah, we go through all 7 of the mantras with that.
Beautiful to open up your chakras. And back to sacral. The deity associated is Lakshmi, or the goddess of creativity. Lakshmi is a goddess of abundance, actually. And then some affirmations for sacral. I have access to unlimited creativity. It's safe to express my sexuality. I embrace all of my emotions. It's my right to be joyful and find pleasure.
It is your right to be joyful and find pleasure.
It is. Everyone's right.
So we're going to move up from the sacral to our next one is our solar plexus, or our Manipura chakra. So that place, it's a little bit below that little dip on the rib cage, just a little bit below there. It's our source of power. So that the idea of having that gut feeling, it's right in that Manipura chakra. So your Manipura chakra, the element is fire, it works. It's the same idea with digestion and that digest the fire in our belly. That's where that phrase comes from. The element is yellow. The aspects of it, are willpower, development of your personality, self-confidence, manifestation. So the ability to get something done. So having it and using that drive, that desire built within to get stuff done. So as we move up the chakras, you'll see them build on each other. So that creativity that's built in the sacral, you're using the solar plexus to enact that, put that into the world, manifest it into the world. I lost my track.
And in order to bring that into the world, we have to feel safe. So it's kind of like Maslow's hierarchy of needs, that shelter, food, basic needs being met is essential and required before we can move up the ladder. Same with the chakras.
Yep. And the shadow aspect of that, of the Manipura chakra, is shame. So
no way to kill your confidence better than shame.
Exactly. The bija mantra associated with it is Ram, R-A-M. It's also the deity associated with it. Ram, that fierce, powerful warrior, that strong masculine sense, is that desire, that strength in there. Some great affirmations for the Manipura chakra are: I am powerful. I direct my own life. I stand up for myself. I honor the power within me. The fire within me burns through blocks and fears. Great. So another idea is the lower three chakras, the root, the sacral, and the Manipura chakra, the solar plexus, are considered the masculine side of it, of the masculine chakras. And they meet in the heart, which is next, and that's where the upper ones that we talk about later are going to combine in all of the heart. So the lower of that masculine, that oomph, I guess you'd call it. And I often say most men live and reside in the lower three. Most women reside in the upper, but it's not, you can move around throughout.
Yeah, just another way that both are needed. Same with the Ida and the Pingala, that the masculine and the feminine are needed. Same with the chakras, that the lower three are essential, the container for the upper three to exist and move through. So we can't take in that higher knowledge from our crown if we don't have the stability, the security, the safety of our root. So moving right along, our heart chakra is right at the center of our chest, where our heart is. And this is the Anahata chakra. And like Chris said, this is where the physical and the spiritual meet, is in the heart, which I think is beautiful. And the element associated here is air. The color is green. And this center is our center for love, for compassion, the ability to love and be loved, as well as relationships is in our heart. And the definition, or what I like to say the definition of love, is unconditional positive regard for self and others. I think that's a pretty simple way to describe love. And the shadow aspect here is grief. And
so that's why a lot of people, when if you are holding grief, you often feel it in this part of your body, chest collapsing down, feeling some back pain. It's all right in that same area.
Or you have a broken heart because you're grieving. And as Chris was mentioning, that these are all, like, as they're related to our energy body, they all intermingle. So our energy body also intermingles with our physical body, which also intermingles with our mind. So if you think about that, the heart, the element is air. It's right at where our lungs are, right where we breathe physically. So it all ties together, all overlaps. The bija mantra here is Yam, Y-A-M, or one of our friends likes to say Yum, Y-U-M. And the deity here is Hanuman. If you see pictures of Hanuman, he is ripping his chest open, and inside you can see a little Sita and Ram, because they are always in his heart. He is their faithful servant. And some affirmations for our heart chakra. I am worthy of love. I love myself unconditionally. I create loving and supportive relationships.
Beautiful. And moving up from our heart chakra, it's these transitions of going from that grounding stability, moving through our heart and moving up. Oftentimes we find that the throat chakra, our Vishuddha chakra, as that plateau that we hit for a while.
Things get
as
stuck.
We go up. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we go up. It's right here in our throat. So the sound, or the element is sound. Voicing your opinion. The color is a light blue or a blue. The idea is it's all about speaking your truth, communication, expressing yourself. So everything you do when you're talking, you're letting things out. You're letting all of that expression, all that growth from below, move itself out into the world and connect with the world. The shadow aspect of that is lies. So speaking a lie is limiting all of the truth that you're trying to get out there into the world. The bija associated with it is Ham, Ham. The goddess is Saraswati.
Which is, Saraswati is the goddess of
Creativity, yes. And the affirmations are, my voice is necessary. I openly express myself. My voice matters. And I speak truth.
Beautiful. Yeah. Interesting too that Saraswati is considered the deity because she is the goddess of creativity, which we know creativity is in the sacral chakra. In women, that our larynx actually looks very similar to our cervix. So there is definitely a tie between being able to speak our truth, express ourselves, express that creativity that lies lower down. So moving along to our third eye chakra, just between the eyebrows. And the element here is light. The color is indigo. We're moving along our rainbow colors. And this is our center for intuition, imagination, higher intellect or wisdom, access to the divine, and also our center for visualization. So when you close your eyes and you picture something, you're seeing through your third eye or your mind's eye. And the shadow aspect is illusion, so not seeing clearly. The bija mantra is Om, O-M, and the deity is Shiva. And some affirmations for our third eye chakra. I am connected to the wisdom of the universe. I see all things in clarity. I am open to the wisdom of the universe. Or I am open to my own inner wisdom. I can manifest my vision. I got you.
So moving up from the third eye chakra, we come to the crown chakra. And the crown chakra, it's not directly on our head, it's actually right above where our head is. So it's just that little hover, like you're wearing a crown. The crown chakra is the idea of that's our connection to the ethereal, to everything that's greater than us. So if you think of like a tree, it's the roots are growing down, the branches growing up, and then what's above the branches and the leaves is where the crown is. It's that expansion up into everything. The element associated is ether or space. The color is purple to white. It's that mix of it, the two. But either one works, and you can have that fade. Because it's the idea of it's moving out of our physical manifestation of what we associate within these physical realms that we're in. The aspects of it are enlightenment, awareness, self-realization, understanding, bliss, connection to the divine. All of those out of this body experiences. The shadow aspect is attachment. So when we're trying to get out, I always try to reach up. When we're trying to move into that space, holding firm onto something in this physical reality is going to prevent us from going out, from moving up in that space. It's an attachment. The Bija mantra, I've heard it both ways. It can be Om again, as well as same as the third eye. I love when it's used as silence, just empty space. So similar to the element of space, the bija of silence, because it's incorporating everything and nothing. The deity, it's, Carly wrote this one, I love it. It's beyond the beyond. So when you move into that space of the divine, it's the connection with everything that is. There's no one divinity or aspect of the divine that is associated with it, because it's everything and all things. Some affirmations that are great for helping open and balance and work with your crown chakra. I honor the divine within me. I am divine. I see the divine in all beings. I am light. I am divinely guided and inspired. I am infinite and boundless. So these are just the 7 major chakras in our body, chakras. It is said that there are more chakras above the crown, but those are even further out of our reach than just these 7, and these 7 are challenging enough to work in. And some ways that we can work with our chakras, Carla mentioned using the Bija mantra for meditation or with your meditation. You can use the affirmations, you can use the color, bringing that color around you, seeing that color helps to build and helps balance. Working within the aspects of the chakra. So if you were working with, say, your solar plexus or your throat, of trying to do those things that the chakra is associated with, and noticing when you start to feel some of those shadows aspects of it, that's associated with it. Some other great ways are working, like what Carly said, of how these blend into each other. So our energy body can be affected directly by our physical body. So that's where our physical practice comes in. If we can do a number of postures that are grounding, rooting, stabilizing, that helps build and support the root chakra, the Muladhara chakra. And can also interact and affect everything else. Like your breath work can help and affect your heart and your whole body.
Yeah, another way to interact with your chakras is to just place your hands on them. So if I'm working for my root chakra or my sacral, I like to place my hands in a triangle, just with my thumbs coming together and fingers facing downward, connecting to the earth, or just placing your hands on that chakra. Or we usually say in a lot of our videos that right hand on the low belly, left hand on the chest, feeling your root or your sacral and your heart. And if you are feeling like you're not having enough power, just like placing your hand on your solar plexus and supporting yourself here. So that could be another way. You can also visualize healing coming from your hands. Your hands are an extension of your heart chakra. Mm-hmm. So anywhere we place our hands brings healing, brings love and compassion. So those are just a few ways, but there again is so much more that we could dive into about this. So if you have specific questions, you can leave comments below, or if you'd like to see more videos about specific chakras, we can certainly dive into that a bit more.
Well, thank you for joining us. Next up is our Ayurveda, Intro to Yoga Ayurveda video. So take a look at that. If you haven't seen the other ones, go back and take a look at all the other ones in this series. So thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.
Namaste.
Namaste.